What's up, interwebs? This is Millerhood Sports. I'd like to start off with a moment of silence for Kobe, his daughter, and all the families affected by the crash. I'm going to start off with talking about, I was never a huge Kobe fan, but I always respected how much he worked and how good he was because he brought a really big work ethic into the game where you played as hard as you can because you want to win, and I always really respected that. And I don't know, it's a sad day for the sports world. Sad week, I guess. A lot of people showed up to the Staples Center because of how much he really affected everybody. And I don't know. I guess that was really. It was sort of. I don't know what the word is. It was. I don't want to say nice, but it was. I would say it was nice to see just how much of an impact that the dude had on life in LA.
Well, I think it wasn't just Kobe. There was a lot of other people, like 9 people, I think, died.
Yeah.
That's all a tragedy. One person dying is a tragedy, man. So, sad that somebody's missing the most important person in the world to them. You know what I mean? And that's sad. His daughter, she was with him. I mean, it's
rough, man.
Ooh, whether it's Kobe or anybody else, it's a very sad story. Very sad. And that's it for the Millerhood Sports. We'll see you guys next week.
It's like pump up the volume here, man.
It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks,
But pray for those families and hope they find comfort.
Yeah.
And tomorrow's another day.
It's true. Tomorrow is another day.
All right.
Yeah.
So the Patriots suck.
He's not wrong.
Oh,
He's
gosh.
not wrong.
I feel like every
He's not
episode
wrong.
is just me putting you two against each other.
Patriots. The dynasty's over.
You know, it really pains me to say the Patriots sucks, because not the team. I don't care about them.
Tom Brady.
The word Patriot.
Tom Brady's gone. He's going to be a Charger.
You don't
Tom
think so?
Brady's going to be a Charger.
I think Robert Kraft is going to bring him
And
back.
Bill Belichick's going to retire.
No,
He's going to be out of there.
No, he's not going to retire.
He's like, I don't want to play with
Listen,
Tommy anymore.
He's not going to retire. He's going to go to another team and beat the Patriots. He's going
Right.
to have a vendetta.
But they all got coaches already. I'm out of that. Unless the Texans fire Bill O'Brien, and then Belichick goes to Houston, takes the Texans to the Super Bowl.
Why would they fire Bill O'Brien? He just got them. He just won them the division.
Bill Belichick.
I mean,
I
That's a
better bill.
They'd have to have a
This is a better Bill.
They'd have to have a surefire shot that
It's
Bill
Bill Belichick.
gonna go to the Texans. Like they wouldn't just fire Bill O'Brien.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's literally what he's saying.
No.
Anyways, what are we talking about
Yeah,
today?
what are we talking about?
Well, this Sunday is the Super Bowl.
This Sunday is the Super Bowl.
Which we will be live streaming.
Dun, 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 dun.
We will be live streaming the whole game.
We are going to live stream. Where are we going to live stream the Super Bowl at?
Your house.
I know we're going to be at my house when we watch the game.
No.
What I mean is...
I'm assuming your living room.
On what platform can our viewers and listeners
Why?
go
Like
to?
a stage?
Just gonna stab you.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, this Sunday we're going to be live streaming to YouTube. So...
Dun, 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 dun. That's the NFL music.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's
No,
not-
That's
it
not
is.
it.
That's not it.
It's
No.
dun, dun,
That's
dun, dun.
not it.
No.
Yeah,
No, isn't it like na 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 na?
that's
That's Sports Center.
ESPN.
Oh,
That's Sports Center.
well, it's
Yeah.
not what you said.
Dun,
That
dun,
was-
dun, dun.
That's like
That's like
Bach.
doom music.
That's like
No,
Bach,
it's not.
Beethoven or something.
Dun, 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 dun. That's what you're saying. I said dun 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 dun.
It's not that.
Yes, it is.
It's not that.
I'm gonna prove it to you.
So you're not just colorblind, you're tone deaf.
You're tone deaf.
So while he's looking that up, this Sunday is the Super Bowl. We're going to be live streaming to YouTube. It's going to be pretty awesome. Join us there.
Yeah.
Tune in while you're tuning into the Super Bowl. Oh, look at that!
That's not what you did.
Look how wrong
That's
you
old
were.
school.
That's not what you did at all.
Look how wrong you were. That's not
Definitely not it.
That sounds superheroes.
That's, again, not it.
You weren't even close.
By the way, I think that's the current sound.
So with the Super Bowl comes Super Bowl commercials, which is my favorite part.
I'm over it.
You say that now,
They had some pretty
but
good
they've
commercials.
already
three
shown
good ones.
one.
I know you can see all of them ahead of time.
Listen, Richard.
So it takes it's
The one that I've seen is Sam Elliott speaking the lyrics of Old Town Road in a bar.
Okay, that's hilarious.
It's Sam Elliott.
What's it an advertisement for?
Doritos.
Oh my gosh!
That's good.
I
like
gotta
it.
watch
I
this.
Like you don't know it's about Doritos because it's just that, and then there's this shaking of the earth, and it cuts to a Dorito bag. So it's pretty amazing.
So,
I mean, who doesn't love Sam Elliott?
I think the commercials were great when we were kids because it's like they tried real
I
hard.
don't remember
But now the
that.
commercials are just the same commercials.
And aren't they like millions of dollars?
Well, they're billions. No, not billions. They're millions and millions of dollars.
That's nuts.
There's so much money they have to pay for a Super Bowl commercial.
Who's the halftime entertainment this year?
It's Beyonce and Shakira.
It's not Beyonce.
Oh no, it's not bad. It's J-Lo and Shakira.
J-Lo and Shakira.
J-Lo and Shakira.
I'm not watching the game. I don't care about the game. Let's watch halftime.
That's
I
great.
don't care about halftime.
I care about halftime.
But here's the thing, though.
Those are
like,
beautiful women.
we're like,
Whatever.
it's 100 years of NFL, right? So the commercials,
Seems like a long time.
commercials are probably gonna be like really big,
Oh,
dude.
no, the commercials are there's gonna be one really emotional GM commercial. There's going to be about 15 commercials about some type of pharmaceutical that's gonna basically give you some disease that if you take it, your eyes will stop twitching, but the side effect might be that your face just falls off. So you're gonna have about 10 of those commercials. 10 drug commercials. You're gonna have 3 mortgage what's it called when you redo your mortgage? Oh, mortgage refinancing commercials. Okay, and then you're gonna have one commercial that's actually good. It's actually funny, and then probably
Sam
one
Elliott.
hyper offensive Skittles commercial.
So whoever's in charge of NFL, change your whole game plan for the Super Bowl right now. Do what Geico's doing. Go back to your old stuff. Do like 100-year recap. Do like 100-year recap of
sequels,
commercials throughout the years.
The Pinocchio sequel. That's pretty good.
Let's do a Super Bowl commercial recap of the 100 years of the NFL.
Yeah,
That'd be funny.
The commercials haven't been really good since I was a kid. And you can see them all ahead of time online. So it's like,
What if they did like a redo of like the What's Up commercial? That would be awesome.
I mean,
They've done a lot of remakes
would
of
it
that.
be awesome though?
I think it would be. I love that commercial.
Remember the What Are You Doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
So stupid.
I'm not trying to be a downer. I haven't been impressed with the Super Bowl commercials in a while.
Who are you?
It used to be like part of the charm of the whole thing. They had really great commercials.
And he should know. He got Mikey to eat it.
Don't understand.
It's a commercial from back in the day, Richard.
I guess.
Hey, Mikey, he likes it. Life cereal.
Does that mean I made you eat something? You know
Why
what I
do we
mean?
have him here?
Anyways, go on. I didn't know we were talking about commercials.
I think it's fun. I like Super Bowl commercials. They always start off weird, and then you realize it's a commercial and something you didn't really expect it to be.
I like the ones that have nothing to do with the actual
Yeah.
thing. Like my favorite one is the ones from a few years ago where it's this super emotional thing, like life struggles and conquering it, and then that's why I bought a Lexus, or that's why I bought a Kia.
But that's like every car commercial. Like they take basically a movie that didn't make the cut at Sundance, and they chop off the end of it, and they say buy a Buick.
That's why I bought a Kia.
That's what the commercials are. And look, I'm just saying, I'm not impressed with the commercials at the Super Bowl anymore. Try harder. Do something better. You know what's good? Flex tape. You ever watch a flex tape commercial? Those commercials are great. Okay? Those are awesome. But do something like that. Or the 1 year, Coors bought like a half a second or like 3 seconds of ad space, and it was just a guy going, Coors Light! And that's the whole commercial.
Remember the Budweiser commercials?
There used to be really good.
Budweiser.
But now they make Budweiser commercials even emotional. It's like
Really?
history and the horses. I don't care about your Budweiser horses.
I mean, we don't drink beer anyway. So.
We don't, but still, it's like, I don't know. I haven't been impressed in quite some time. And again, most of them, they're just drug commercials. Because the drug companies are the only ones left with enough money to buy Super Bowl commercials, okay?
That's great. That's awesome.
Oh man. Well, like I said, the Super Bowl is this Sunday, but the NFL does something. They do NFL honors on Saturday, which is basically they have awards and they give out to players.
So it's like the Emmys for the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't know that I know this much about one particular thing at anything in life.
That's not true. You know way more than this much about cars and a number of other things. So calm down. Everybody's a nerd in one way or another. So don't assume that your nerdiness is somehow superior to someone else's nerdiness.
The NFL has awards that they give out every year before the Saturday before the Super Bowl.
Like gold stars?
Essentially.
MVP, NFL Defensive Player of the Year, AFC Offensive Player, things like that.
No, I don't.
Well, now you do. Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year.
I saw that movie.
Yep. Walter Payton Man of the Year, which is given to the man who is most resembles most Walter Payton.
No. Yeah.
Charitable.
It's actually charitable. It's a really good thing.
Yeah. But I wanted to do something different.
What's the Brady Award?
Oh, there may be one.
The MVP.
No.
They didn't even make it to the playoffs.
They did not make it to the playoffs.
They made
the playoffs this year. They just immediately got pushed out of the playoffs because Tom Brady threw a pick six in a key moment and lost the game for his team.
Oh, that's right. It's the Dolphins that didn't make
Which
it to
he
the
had
playoffs.
done the previous week as well to the lowly Miami Dolphins.
Are you guys tired of hearing about the Patriots and the Dolphins?
No, they're not.
Leave a comment below.
Are you tired of them crapping on the Patriots? I am.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't. It doesn't matter. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
All right. So we have different awards, I guess.
No. What Nick is trying to say, okay, and you got to understand, this is coming from a Patriots fan, so things don't always work properly up there. Anyways, no offense to you, Nick. It's your fandom I'm insulting. So, what Nick is trying to say is that the NFL's awards are lame, and they're not real. This year, Lamar Jackson, for the very first time in a long time, is going to be the one that actually deserves MVP, Most Valuable Player. He did something this year that nobody's really ever done before. He ran better than any quarterback has ever run, and he still threw really, really well. He carried his football team, and he deserves to be the MVP. But most of the time, the MVP is just who's our favorite quarterback, and that's the guy that gets the award. And it really shouldn't be that way, and it's lame. All right? It's all kind of arbitrary and dumb, and it's always Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, whatever. So we have some better awards that are actually a better understanding and depiction of the greatness of this NFL season and those deserving of said awards. And Michael and I don't really even know what awards they are.
Oh, so they're all going to the Patriots.
Nick has chosen. Oh no, we each will decide.
Oh,
who
so
who
none of
gets
them are
who.
going to be demeaning.
We'll see about that. While Nick is looking up his awards, the XFL starts literally the week after the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Which we will be live streaming whatever game is first.
Whatever game.
Yeah.
Are we going to live stream? I just found that out. News
DC Defenders.
news in.
Oh, is that the
News
first
in.
game?
What we should do is pick teams. We should have
New York Guardians.
We should have an XFL draft.
Oh, yeah.
And we decide who our team's going to be.
I choose the Guardians.
You choose the Guardians.
And I'm assuming yours is the Vipers.
I'm such a homer. Yes, I'm gonna pick the Vipers.
He's chicked the Defenders.
the Tampa Bay Vipers.
He's what? The
And my
Washington Defenders, right?
DC.
My little
DC.
side pocket team though is gonna be the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Oh, and somebody, not mentioning any names, missed out on an opportunity that would have been awesome for our podcast.
Whatever.
And what was it, Richard?
What?
You were in Tampa, right?
Well, close. No, I wasn't in. I stayed at a hotel
Uh-huh.
near Tampa.
Uh-huh. And who did you see, Richard? What was the scene? Paint it for us, Richard.
Okay, so I stayed at the hotel that the Tampa Bay Vipers, who is an XFL team.
Who
Their
you
players-
chose as your team.
Yeah. Well, their players are staying at that hotel. And they may have been setting things up for their players to be there. And I may have noticed somebody that possibly worked with the team. And I was in such a rush. It may not have dawned on me that it would be probably good or cool for us to get a conversation. Just a quick little IG Live or something. XFL, Tampa Bay Vipers.
We could have been the first.
We could have been something.
We could have been a contender.
We could have been a contender. I'm new. I don't know what to do here. Okay.
Don't let it happen again.
Oh my gosh.
But that would have been awesome. That would have been cool. But join us live for that game as well. You know a lot about it. Who is playing first?
Well, we'll next week's podcast.
Okay,
Next week's
that's
podcast,
right,
we'll give you updates on what game we're going to be streaming.
That's not that new.
I don't know what to say.
What to say?
What to say? Nick, what do you say?
I would say
You were saying?
our first award.
Okay, what's the first award?
It's expertly named, called the Best New Stepdad Award.
The Best New Stepdad Award. So the Best New Stepdad Award goes to the newest head coach on that has come in and changed the team's culture.
I feel like I'm not
basically.
going to know any of
It's
these.
much like the Coach of the Year award, except it's right. So, but it only applies to teams that got a new coach.
Richard's going to recommend
It's the Best New Coach
Watch.
award.
Okay.
He's going to recommend
So-
the Dolphins. Watch.
Who you got?
So the best what's
The best new?
what is
Best
the,
New Stepdad Award.
the best new stepdad award goes to Matt LaFleur, first year head coach of the Green Bay Packers, took them all the way to the NFC Championship game, a mere game away from the Super Bowl. And I say, if you have a dysfunctional family and your mom was stuck with some guy that just sat in his room and ate Cheetos for years and years and complained about how bad of a kid you were,
Thought we
and
weren't
all of
talking
a
about
sudden, all of a sudden she marries some new guy and he drives a really fast car and he puts you in a really good school and you suddenly start getting better grades because this must be what happiness feels like. That's exactly what Matt LaFleur has done for the Green Bay Packers. Okay? Now, Aaron Rodgers' old dad is down in Dallas with his new girlfriend, Dax Shepard is an actor.
Dak
Prescott. Dak Prescott.
You
And
better.
Matt LaFleur is showing Aaron Rodgers, who's actually a couple of years older than he is, what it's like to be a father. So Matt LaFleur,
I agree.
best new stepdad.
I can't say it better, so yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
All right. Our second award goes to. It is the biggest baby award.
Brady. No? I just wanted to.
Mike's vote is Tom Brady. What say you, Nick? Who's the biggest baby in the NFL this year?
Oh my gosh. Cowboys fans.
Really? Really, Nick? Cowboys fan?
I've got it. Okay.
What's
Honorable
the,
mention?
What's the leader? What's the owner of the Patriots?
Oh, Robert Kraft.
That guy.
Michael's still going with the Patriots. Okay, I've got an honorable mention. My honorable mention for biggest baby in the NFL this year is Minkah Fitzpatrick. Because Minkah Fitzpatrick was a Miami Dolphin, a really good football player, but they got a new head coach, and he wanted Minkah Fitzpatrick to learn how to be a better professional. Minkah Fitzpatrick wants to play center field. I just want to catch fly balls, coach. I'm really good at it. Don't make me go play cornerback. But the coaches wanted him to play cornerback.
Baseball.
I know. So Minkah
Now I'm really
Fitzpatrick's
confused
mommy
about sports.
started complaining on social media. And what did Minkah do? Was he a professional? Did he say, hey, Mom, can you back off of the soch? No. He said, you know what? She's right. And then he said, I don't want to play in Miami anymore. So you know what the Dolphins did? They said, fine, see you later. And they sent him up to Pittsburgh, where he got to play center field and play with the Daisies like he wanted to. Biggest baby in the NFL.
So he wanted to play baseball.
Exactly. Michael knows what's up. But, however, to be honest, there's
so
a bigger
confused.
bunch of babies this year, and nobody talks about it, but the biggest baby award should go to Saints fans. Because for years, anytime they lose, it's somebody else's fault. Okay,
Like the Dolphins?
they lose a game in overtime, and now we change the overtime rules. They lose a game because of a pass interference call or a non-call, and now we have this annoying non-call pass interference rule that is so annoying it's useless. And now this year they lost again, and it's the refs. Oh, the refs this, the refs that. No, the problem is you're just whiner babies. Saints fans, be quiet. I'm sick of hearing Saints fans whine. It's so bad, you understand. This is the level to which the Saints fans are whining. I didn't put Patriots fans here. You know what I mean?
All right. The third award that we have is the MacGyver Award.
Oh, yeah.
Michael.
Yeah. Why, Michael?
I win.
But what? But you know what MacGyver did?
Yeah.
MacGyver could take a bunch of things
Yeah.
that by themselves aren't much of anything.
Yeah.
But he puts them all together,
Yeah.
and somehow he saved the world.
Yep.
He defused a bomb with a ticket,
Yeah.
a sports ticket to a football game. I saw it with my own eyes when I was a little boy.
It's logical. You just disrupt the circuit.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. But either way, MacGyver could take things that shouldn't work together and make them work together.
Like we did with this podcast.
That's right. That's right. And
Because I'm on a sports podcast.
that's why this year the MacGyver Award goes to Brian Flores,
Oh,
rookie head coach of the Miami Dolphins.
I believe in the description here is did the most.
Did the most with the
Yeah,
with
he literally took your team out.
dude. Brian Flores essentially took a bunch of guys that were fired from every other team in the NFL and beat the Patriots at home.
You got
Correct me if
5
I'm wrong.
wins.
But wasn't Brian Flores from the Patriots?
He was.
Interesting.
Won the Super Bowl last
Like
year.
they knew his secrets.
Dude, you cannot tell
Or
me
he
that
knew
what Brian Flores did this year was not impressive. They had the worst roster in the NFL.
He literally shook the
Worse than the Bengals?
Yes. Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
Yes. No, I'm not kidding you.
Tell me what position the Dolphins were overwhelmingly better at this year than the Bengals.
No, you said that wrong.
A better quarterback.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is
that.
overwhelmingly better than Andy Dalton.
Not overwhelming.
Exactly,
better,
Nick.
I thought you just said he went to the
better.
Steelers.
Who? Minka Fitzpatrick went to the Steelers.
There's two?
There were two. Now there's only one.
Because
there can only be one.
Because their one didn't fit.
He was a baby. He was
Fitzpatrick.
a little baby.
Also,
If I ever meet Minka Fitzpatrick, I don't know you. You're probably a really good dude. This is just sports talk.
He don't care.
also, their coach is 10 times better than Zach Taylor.
Okay, dude.
Wasn't Zach Taylor
Look
a
at
Dolphin?
the roster. The Bengals had a better roster.
No,
At the
it's
beginning of
Zach
this year,
Thomas.
did the Dolphins have a great wide receiver? No, we didn't know who if Devontae Parker was basically going to get cut. But under Brian Flores now, he's one of the best receivers in the NFL. Ryan Fitzpatrick basically retired. Now they're talking about him like he's Rich Gannon. Okay?
I don't know any of these names.
All I'm saying, he took the absolute worst team and won 5 games. How many games did the Bengals win? Less than 5 with a better roster.
What about the Steelers?
3.
The Steelers?
Yeah.
What about the Steelers?
Mike Tomlin didn't have. He had he had a third string quarterback.
Are you
no star running back. Juju Smith-Schuster is not good without
Wait,
AB.
Are
That's
you
on
actually trying to say the Steelers roster even comes close to approaching the depths of the Dolphins
there?
roster?
You said doing the most with the worst.
Yeah.
He didn't have any. He basically didn't have anything.
Are you no one? He already had a stable team. Okay,
And he got injured, and they injuries all over the place.
the
and so
Dolphins
he's gonna-
didn't have injuries. Their guys were just already bad.
I just want to
Yeah,
say,
but they
what was the name
improved
you
over the
said?
season,
And this,
and the Steelers just got worse. But the Steelers were still somehow in it.
you're actually trying to say the Steelers, what Tomlin did with the Steelers roster, compares to what Flores did with the Dolphins roster. It does no.
I think it does.
How many returning players are going to be on that Steelers roster next year?
I don't know.
Probably quite a bit. Most of the Dolphins players are probably going to be gone because they're going to sign a lot of people in free agency and they're going to draft a lot of people. He did the very most with just a ramshackle bunch of ingredients. And you're just a Dolphins hater, and that's the only reason this is even an argument.
You're a Patriots hater. Every time I
I
bring up the
just wanna
Patriots,
know-
Freely admit it, but I also am honest about the Patriots in instances like this.
What was that name you said?
what?
What was the name you just said?
Mike Tomlin,
Mike
No,
Tomlin.
the other one before that.
Brian Flores,
No, you said whatever. Sounded like
Juju Smith-Schuster.
that one.
Yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Juju McSchuster.
No,
Juju
Juju
Smith.
Smith
Juju Smith
hyphen
Schuster.
Schuster. That's his name. He's a wide receiver.
He should get all the awards.
You should get all the awards. I'm right. You're wrong. Let's move on. What's the next award?
Whatever. The fourth award is the Mr. Magoo Award, which is
Oh, Magoo, you did it again.
basically
Oh, Magoo.
Definitely not the Patriots because they didn't do it again.
an old.
Oh, the Dolphins
fancy
because they did do it
keeps
again.
messing things up.
So
I have the perfect person for this.
Mr. Magoo was old. He thought he was doing a good job.
He was
in
blind.
Mr. Magoo's mind, he could do it, but he just couldn't see what was really happening in front of his face, so he kept breaking everything, and he kept ruining the entire season. Game after game, he was the weakest link.
Are you telling me there's a blind guy playing football?
There is one.
I have the perfect.
I just
person
feel like
for
that
this.
would make the game a little tougher.
And it's not what he thinks because he's wrong.
I'm right.
More
Obviously,
enjoyable to watch.
my person that I'm picking,
Your person? You can't own someone.
You're wrong.
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones didn't
Yeah.
even play football this year.
Didn't say.
Jerry Jones
It
is
could go to anybody. You gave,
what did
you
he
gave-
do?
Wait,
What did
hold
he
on,
do?
hold on.
Jerry Jones isn't
Jerry
a
Jones
football
has
player.
been
He's an
wrecking.
owner.
Jerry Jones, he's also the GM. Okay,
No.
so he's been wrecking that team for years,
That's ridiculous.
and he finally it took him forever to do it. Finally fired the head coach that needed to get out of there 5 years ago, and
What
now
if
he
he-
brought in another head coach. Jerry Jones has been ruining the Cowboys for years
But what
because
if
he
he
can't get
knows
out of
what
his
he's
own
doing?
way.
This award, Nick,
But what if he knows what he's doing?
this award is specifically for the person who this year most clearly resembles Mr. Magoo.
It would be
One,
Jerry
Leslie
Jones.
Nielsen.
Jerry Jones knows what he's doing. That's why they signed Zeke instead of Dak Prescott. Okay? That's why they haven't signed Dak Prescott to a bigger deal yet. He's playing a game. He's moving chess pieces. He can see what's happening clearly.
I don't
He
think
did
so.
not want to fire the guy you hate,
Jason
Jason Garrett.
Garrett.
He didn't want to fire Jason Garrett. It wasn't because he couldn't see what was happening, okay?
That shows a blindness
Okay,
to see.
we're talking this year only, dude. He didn't want to fire Jason Garrett. His contract was coming to an end. He didn't want to pay him for nothing, all right? That's business. The person that could not see this year, whose age is catching up to him, who is more of a liability than he is an
Can I guess?
asset. Yeah.
Are you gonna say Brady?
It's Tom Brady, Nick. It's Tom Brady. Tom Brady is blaming his
really good
wide
at this.
receivers. When the problem isn't the receivers, the problem is that, Tom, you can't move outside of the pocket. The problem is that no receivers are made, not every receiver is made to be a slot receiver. Tom Brady wants slot receivers
So not
that will
every
just
receiver is.
do a slant pattern and let him throw his screen passes. That's it. That's it. But you know what? Who threw the interceptions that iced the Patriots out of the games, the last two games of the year? Who threw it? It was Tom Brady. It was Tom Brady. Who was more of a liability last year in the playoffs than he was an asset?
Tom Brady.
It was Tom Brady. It was
Really
Tom
good at
Brady.
this.
That's right.
When Tom Brady's always the answer, I'm really
Absolutely
good.
right. But we're not giving him the award for last year, though. The awards for this year. Tom Brady is clearly past his prime and clearly needs a lot of help in order to win. And he is no longer the guy that makes everybody around him better. He's Mr. Magoo. He doesn't see that he's not as good anymore. So he's blaming everybody else.
Last time I checked, and I've watched every single game this year. It's not just 2 games, by the way. This award has to go for multiple games. They won 12 games.
They won 12 games
And-
against the worst teams in the NFL.
They beat the Eagles.
So did the Dolphins. Not a big deal.
Okay. They beat the.
Yeah. What's the team? Where's the team where you're pointing at and say, well, they beat this really, really good team? What other non-division winning
You know,
team?
by saying the
Bill.
things
They
you're
beat
saying,
the Bills as well.
They beat the Bills. Did the Bills win their division?
No, they lost.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Bills, you're going to sit there and the Bills
on,
got to the
hold on.
playoffs?
Hold on.
Sure.
Your whole argument with the Dolphins is they never make it to the Super Bowl. That's why they suck. They win games in the year too.
They won 5 wins.
Yeah, one
Not
of
the-
which was
that's
against Tom
Not
Brady
the point. My point
in
is
Foxborough.
you can't use the argument because they won 12 games. Did they make it to the end? They didn't.
At some point,
So what?
at a certain
They're
point,
consistently in the playoffs.
Nick, at a
Don't give me that crap.
at a certain
They're
point,
consistently
Nick-
in the
We're talking about
playoffs
this year.
this year. Yeah, I'm talking about this
We're
year.
just talking about this
They
year.
got 12 wins,
Against
and I've watched.
garbage teams.
I watched every single game.
Nick,
And a garbage team
and
beat
yet
them.
you cannot point to a really, really good team that they beat.
The Bills.
Okay, how far did the Bills make it in the playoffs? Did they make it out of the first round? No, they got bounced just like the Patriots did.
So
So you're saying
He is a very
the Saints
logical
were a
mind.
really good team.
So-
They got bounced out of the first
so
round.
at most, Nick, the Patriots beat a team that was as bad as they were.
Are you saying that the Saints are a bad team because they got bounced out of the first round too?
They sure did, but we're not talking about the Saints.
That's you're
We're
going to use
talking
that
about
logic.
Tom Brady winning the Mr. Magoo Award.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't think he deserves it.
He does.
I've watched every single game.
So you
He
watched
was making
all
passes,
of the... No,
very accurate passes, by the way,
incorrect.
and the receivers were dropping the ball.
Okay, well, Pro Football Focus would disagree with you, okay?
statistics
the
that disagree
receivers-
with you.
Pro Football Focus is all statistics.
Okay, here's a statistic for you. They led the league in dropped passes because they couldn't catch the ball.
Nick, I saw it. One, Julian Edelman has been covering up for Tom Brady's bad passes for a few years now. Two, Nick, every receiver, you're telling me every receiver is bad? Every receiver that they have is bad? How does that make sense? This
illogical.
receiver's dropping passes, that receiver's dropping passes, that receiver's dropping passes.
You can't
What's
argue
the
that
common
logic.
denominator, Nick? The common denominator is Brady. The guy that's throwing the ball is not throwing the ball in such a way that it can be catched.
Caught.
You're right. I said catched. He's not throwing the ball in such a way that it can be caught. He's a little behind. He's a little low. He's getting frustrated and blaming the receivers. He's on the sideline saying, I need you to be faster. I need you to be more explosive. What he's really saying is, I need you to make up for the fact that I'm not as good as I used to be. How is it that Mohamed Sanu is a good receiver in Atlanta, but he goes to the Patriots and he's not anymore? How is it that Edelman is being talked about like he should be in the Hall of Fame last year? And I saw Edelman in the playoffs last year, and I saw him this year. And Edelman is having to catch balls that are thrown at just bonkers crazy places. He's catching them by the tip of his fingers and barely able to get there because Tom Brady is not putting the ball where he used to be able to put it. You're wrong.
I have a couple
can't
things
argue
here.
He's
that
Mr. Magoo.
I have a couple things here. One, Edelman was injured all this year. Okay.
Why was he injured? Because he has to constantly catch hospital passes from Tom Brady because Tom Brady cannot move in the pocket and make something happen. So he has to put his receivers into danger. That's why Gronk's career was cut short. That's why Edelman can't play. It's because to play with Tom Brady, you must put your body at his mercy. And if you don't catch the ball while some linebacker who is twice your size and probably could eat you for breakfast is bearing down on you, he says, put it right in your hands. Why don't you catch it, man? Tom Brady has become the Dr. Death of the NFL. Catch my hospital catch my hospital pass, or I'm going to tell everybody you're a bad receiver.
I don't know much about sports.
He's Mr. Magoo.
That's pretty sound logic.
He doesn't realize
I think
it.
if he had actual target, no, because I don't think the receivers are as good as you're making them out to be.
They're not.
I don't
as
think
bad as you make them out to be.
Philip Dorsett's as good as a receiver. I don't. I mean,
No. Philip Dorsett is not Julian Edelman. He's not Wes Welker.
How come?
Philip Dorsett cannot be those guys. So it's not that the receiver is bad. Philip Dorsett should be catching fly routes and sluggos and post routes.
How is that Brady's fault?
You were all up on Edelman last year.
McDaniel should be calling plays for him to be going that way. That's not Brady's call.
They can't because he can't do it.
How do you know that?
Because if they could, Nick, wouldn't they? This is...
Maybe McDaniel's lost it.
Doesn't Brady...
Wait a second. Do you see the mental gymnastics you have to do to protect your sacred love of Tom Brady? You're literally throwing everybody else in the organization
Like Tom-
under the bus.
It's like Tom Brady's a cult. Well, you were all up...
I just don't think Tom Brady's lost it like you do. I just don't. I watched every game this year.
Nick,
I don't think he has.
You were
He
all
obviously
up
played.
on...
He obviously played a couple bad games. Obviously, I see that, but I don't think he's as bad. I don't think he's as bad as everyone else.
Last year, you spoke very, very highly of Edelman.
Hall of Fame.
You were in love with Edelman.
He
last
played
year.
really well last year,
He made up for Tom.
and he's dropped passes this year. It's not
Okay,
complicated.
but listen, I'm not much of a sports guy, right? Everyone knows this.
He doesn't care who knows.
But I know numbers,
Yeah.
and I know statistics and logic and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
You cannot say that all of those receivers that have been good in the past suddenly suck this year.
Dude, it's the Ryan
If he
Tannehill.
had if he had faster targets, I think that he could.
What
play
about
better.
all the years that he's made it to the Super Bowl?
Philip Dorsett is literally one of the faster wide receivers in the NFL.
And it's
N'Keal
the-
Harry's very fast.
No,
it's
he's
not
not.
about the speed of the targets.
big
I've
receiver,
watched
he's
Edelman
not
play.
fast.
Like,
It's how they have to play with Tom Brady. He's not as good as he used to be, and they're trying to use the same system, and his skills are not where they used to be. So the system is not effective anymore.
you cannot say all of the receivers suck and Tom Brady's not the problem. That's what a
I
common
don't. No, no.
denominator is.
The thing is, I don't think Brady is big of the problem as you guys are making him out to be. That's the
No.
issue.
The problem is, in order for Brady to be good, he needs all-star Pro Bowl level wide receivers because he's not good enough to make his receivers look better anymore. That's why the only player that the Patriots had this year that could do well was Antonio Brown. But why? Because the talent level is so high for Antonio Brown. Brady could throw the ball up anywhere around the guy and he would get it because he's that good. He doesn't make Wes Welker look like a Hall of Famer anymore. He doesn't make Julian Edelman look like a Hall of Famer anymore. The problem is not the receivers. The problem is that Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick have to build this system around a quarterback who cannot do things that the wide receivers can do. The wide receivers are talented, but they have to play in Brady's system. And they'd be better in a different system. I guarantee you put N'Keal Harry or Mohamed Sanu on the Arizona Cardinals, oh my gosh, never seen people. Look at how great they are. Because it's a wide open spread system.
Maybe the receivers are just tired of Brady.
Dude. I mean, like, you've got to say
I didn't realize how deep your
it's
just
illogical. And that's what I'm
here's
saying.
if you look at his face, I think he knows,
He knows.
but he's like having this war within his head.
He knows it, but he can't. It's so
Like
weird.
he's like Smeagol and Gollum right now.
Like, I admit
like-
it. Like, when I'm being
Right?
ridiculous, I say things that are obviously ridiculous when it comes to the Dolphins, right? Dolphins by 50. I don't care what game they're in. My vote's always Dolphins by 50. All right? But I know that's ridiculous. You know, they're the Dolphins. There's a good chance they're going to lose. Like, and I can criticize them. I can criticize the Dolphins. They made some moves this year that I didn't necessarily like, okay? I don't think they needed to get rid of Kenyon Drake. I think they needed to scheme him in a way that he could play. He went to Arizona, seemed to be doing good, and I think that's why they fired their offensive coordinator, because the knock on Drake was that he just wasn't very good. But then he goes over to Arizona, and they're scheming him open. He's getting the ball in space, all right? It's not the player, it's the scheme, okay? So I think that I can be pretty reasonable about my criticisms of the Dolphins. Nick, especially with Tom Brady, there's nothing logical that you can say. Tom Brady's the greatest ever. He's the greatest ever. Nobody's as good as Tom Brady. Tom Brady should be the president of the United States of America. He should be the president of the world. I love you, Tom Brady! All that to say, the Mr. Magoo Award goes to Tom Brady.
Now we're on to the fifth award here. The
Statistically,
Cheetos Award.
I believe it's, the Cheetos Award.
Cheetos Award?
Well, you know how when you eat Cheetos, your hands get real dirty?
That's why I don't eat Cheetos.
Yeah, so it really shouldn't be spelled Cheetos like the Cheetos. Cheetos like CHEATOs. Cheetos.
Oh.
Like
So
cheaters.
who's like a
Who's the dirtiest cheaters?
dirtiest player?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a player though.
Oh,
I would say the
person.
dirtiest.
I'm assuming
The
Richard.
Cheetos Award goes to.
He's gonna go with Belichick.
Who are you gonna say?
But I'm gonna go with a guy that got suspended for being who he is. Perfect, Vontez Perfect.
Vontez Perfect.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I mean he was literally smiling and waving at fans after he got kicked out of the
So
stadium.
he's a dirty player.
He's dirtiest player that's
What
played.
about the guy that went and looked at the other player's team?
Oh, see, he chose a player. I'm choosing an organization.
Yeah,
the New England Patriots.
Yeah, they went and looked at
who
other
got caught for not a first time, not a second time, but got caught for a third time recording an opposing team's sideline. And Patriots propaganda boy here is going to say, well, Belichick wasn't involved, and well, they can't use that for anything anyways. If they can't use it for anything, why are they doing it? You know what I mean?
I don't think they did.
You don't
That's
think...
the point.
No, wait. No, they did do it. There's not a question.
The person did
about
it.
Whether
the person did it.
No, it was a videography team
Okay.
that recorded the sideline of the Bengals the week before the Patriots had to play the Bengals.
Okay.
And you're saying, no, that's all a coincidence. And even though it's the third time they got caught, and even though
You're in a cult.
even though the people that got caught did exactly what the investigators said they would do, which is deny everything and say that you're just there as part of some videography team, which is what they did. And even though the guy was like, oh, I could just delete it. And then the guy that got caught is like, oh, I could delete it. I didn't know. So your argument is either they're completely incompetent and stupid. That's the only logical conclusion you can come to.
The videography team
Or they're cheaters, the videography team.
Yeah.
So the Patriots organization is so foolish, they would allow a videography team to take their logo, their namesake, to another team's facility and record the sideline of that team playing a football game. You're saying...
Do you hear yourself?
You're saying, Nick...
I have a point.
But
once he's finished.
What's your point? They obviously are cheating. I don't know what advantage they are gaining from it. I will say this. When that game happened, there was a clear difference between the Patriots team playing the Bengals in the first half and the Patriots team playing the Bengals in the second half.
There usually is, though, before the cheating even happened.
I
There
wonder...
usually
No.
Because
not before the cheating happened.
Let me talk, please.
Not before the cheating
Let
happened.
me talk, please, because here's my point. First of all, they're usually a better second half team anyway. They've proven this over the years of dominance in the league.
So they've got tape.
Yeah,
they've got something from the tape that makes them better in the second half.
Okay,
Michael Jordan.
Why? I wonder why they weren't better in the second half versus the Dolphins. Maybe the Dolphins team knows their tricks. Maybe the Dolphins team didn't give
or
them
maybe there's a statistical thing where they say where Belichick doesn't play well against his former coaches.
Hadn't lost a game in Foxborough in over 2 years.
He was playing one of his assistants. He does not have a good record against one of them.
Hadn't lost a game at home in over 2 years. The reason they lost is because Brian Flores knows where all the hidden microphones and video cameras are in the visitor section at Foxborough.
No, that's not why. Also,
go ahead.
Okay, they've done a lot of stupid things this year. I don't know if you noticed. We started last year. They started off the offseason with Kraft getting caught somewhere in Florida.
Are you helping his point?
So
No. I'm just.
His argument is incompetence.
Incompetence. Okay, they didn't get any.
That's in an organization and not a single person.
Wait, no. So
you're saying from the owner down?
Well, that's what I said.
You literally just proved his point.
So you're saying, Nick, your argument is literally they're not cheaters, they're just stupid. That's what you're saying?
Well, considering they didn't find any evidence to connect Belichick with them.
Belichick's a Patriot.
I understand that.
He's the head coach of the Patriots.
Yeah. He's a GM.
And he's known for literally being in control of everything football related for the team.
I don't know how football related the videography team for that specific thing
They're
was.
at a football game.
Because it was for the
team that they're about to play.
It was for a documentary. It wasn't affecting anything that was on the field.
Only the Patriots players get to watch it.
It's literally online. You can watch it. It's called Do Your Job. It's a documentary online.
It's called We Got Caught. Let's publish this thing.
Nick. Like,
It's called Belichick's backup plan.
like he's not even a football fan, and this is obvious to him.
No, it's not.
Nick,
it's not
he
obvious.
There was a video.
It's very biased
team.
information from you towards him.
There was a video team. That's not the first time he said this. I've looked this up. There is a video team at the game of the next team you're about to play.
Yes.
Recording the
And then
sideline.
your move when you get caught is to play stupid.
And say it's not a football related
And say,
thing?
I'm going to delete it, or I didn't know I couldn't do that. Big picture here. Belichick's a control freak. Right?
Right.
Okay, he's won Super Bowl a lot of times, blah, 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 because of the way he coaches.
Actually,
because he's in
won
control.
8 Super Bowls.
Because of the way he coaches. You cannot tell me that he doesn't know what's going on in his team.
He's already better than Tom Brady.
There's no way you can tell me that he doesn't know what goes on with his
And
team.
what would-
Then where is the evidence
what would
pointing
they-
towards him?
That is the evidence.
No, they didn't find any evidence
No,
connecting
Nick,
him.
you're not
though.
listening.
Okay, Nick, what did they
That
not find?
is the evidence.
Like, what evidence are they supposed to find? Are they supposed to find an email of
him
is
being
there-
who he is,
Is there
coaching the way he does, being on the team he's on? You cannot say that he didn't know.
The NFL found bullcrap information on the Wells report for Deflategate. You don't think they can find something for this?
Wait a second, hold on.
Are
Nick,
they not well run by?
Nick.
Are they not a well run organization?
Tom Brady did
NFL.
Nick.
No.
Tom Brady for the Wells report. Tom Brady did not get fined and suspended for what was on the Wells report. Tom Brady got fined and suspended for refusing to turn over his phone as evidence in the investigation, thereby hindering
Which
the
is
investigation. Hold on. That is why he was suspended. It wasn't because they did all the math and said that the Patriots cheated by deflating balls. He did not cooperate with the investigation.
Which is
you can
obstruction.
speculate as to why he didn't want the NFL to find the information that he had on the phone. Okay? You can speculate as to why. But that is what happened. Tom Brady refused to cooperate with an investigation.
And if you've got nothing to hide,
the
then why wouldn't you just show anything?
investigation, the people who were running the investigation said they didn't need his phone.
Okay. Nick,
So why all of a sudden do you need his phone? You already told him you didn't need his phone, and he was switching over to over to Apple. He got an Android phone. He switched over to Apple. He just threw away his phone.
Do you hear yourself?
That's not.
That's
not how.
That's a red flag.
You don't.
Why is that a red flag? You're not using your phone anymore. Why would you not throw it away?
It's pretty convenient, though.
When you watch this back to edit it, truly listen to yourself.
I am listening to myself, and you act like the Patriots are the only ones who cheated.
Hold on.
No
Hold
one
on.
said
Hold
that.
on. Dial it back. Let me just say
Oh
this.
no! You said they're the only ones that cheated.
Let me just say this, Nick.
I know they cheated in the past. I'm just saying they haven't cheated now.
You got very
That is
passionate about your love for Billy B. Okay, Bill Belichick.
And his love for Brady. You know they're at odds right now.
But I mean,
I don't
you
think
said
they are.
the NFL found no evidence. I can't get as worked up about it as you can, but like, there's no evidence.
It's still rude
If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit. Listen, so what evidence is there supposed to be? Like, is he supposed to? Hey guys, when we go and cheat by recording the Cincinnati Bengals sideline this week, make sure you offer to delete it if you get
You know when people
like
steal,
what evidence is there supposed to be?
you know when people rob banks and
Wouldn't
jewelry
Bill Belichick
shops,
be
they
the one
don't do that
ordering
either.
him to do it? Wouldn't Bill Belichick be the one that's ordering them to do this?
So
Well,
what? Okay,
but
hold
if
on.
they're
Where's
smart-
the evidence that he didn't?
If they're smart, they
Where's
wouldn't.
the evidence that he did?
No, but I'm saying if they're smart, they wouldn't leave
Do
a
you
paper
hear
trail.
yourself?
They wouldn't leave evidence.
Yeah.
How hard? Like, how
If
can
you're
I
a
possibly?
if you're a jewel thief, do you want to get caught?
Like, if I'm Bill Belichick and I said, "Hey, guy, go over here and do that thing," unless there's a tape recorder recording him say that, what evidence could there be? Like, but you're passionate pointing out that there's no evidence is ridiculous.
Very
That doesn't
ridiculous.
prove anything. You're just saying, well, they didn't find any evidence, so whatever. Anyways, let me get back to your question. They're not the only team that has cheated. I'm sure that's right. But they're the only team to specifically get caught cheating
3
3 times
times.
for the same thing. So I'm assuming
The fact that it's the 3rd time is the evidence.
whatever information.
Or maybe you're letting the past corrupt what's happening right now.
I think you're the one that's letting things corrupt your brain.
Nick, I don't.
You're letting the past judge what you judge now. You're letting the past, what happened in the past, judge
Nick,
your
let me ask you a
Nick, they
question
had a
now.
videography team at a game
when-
of the team they were about to play.
When you were a kid, you ever accidentally get your finger in the light socket and get a little shock?
No, I'm not dumb.
You ever accidentally touch a hot pan while you were cooking it or something?
Yes.
No, but
Yeah.
he constantly
So let me
puts
ask
hot
you
food
this.
in his mouth.
When you accidentally, the next time that you cooked, or even now when you cook, do you rely on your past knowledge of the pan being hot to influence your decision to not touch it?
He can't answer that. He only
Of
uses
course
the
you
microwave.
do, because that's how knowledge and reality work, Nick.
So people aren't allowed to change?
Nick, they had a videography team at the game.
So your argument is that they went from being the smartest team in the NFL to the dumbest. You know what? I'm on board. I agree with you.
That's not my argument.
They are the dumbest team in the NFL, and that is why both their coach and their offensive coordinator, instead of getting a better quarterback, are sticking with Tom Brady and trying to force their young, good wide receivers to play in a system that is outdated. You're right. They're dumb. My bad.
I didn't
So you
realize
heard it
how-
here first, folks. The Patriots don't get the Cheetos Award, but they get the Stupid Dumb Face Award for being just from top to bottom so completely incompetent.
And Nick approves that message.
I don't know why I argued with you, Nick. You're right. The Patriots are incompetent. And what's the next award?
All right, we have a final award. It is the Ostrich Award.
The Ostrich Award.
Basically, ostrich stick their head in the sand and hope for the best.
I know who wins this award.
Who?
And the proof is in this whole video.
Oh, dear.
The Ostrich Award goes to a fan.
A fan.
Nick,
Oh.
you get the Ostrich Award. Nick is the winner of the Ostrich Award. Because his head stays in the sand while all this crap happens. And he wakes up, he pulls his head out of the sand. No! No. Nick gets the award. Good job, Nick.
I just like this.
You just like this?
Well, after next week, we won't have to talk about how bad the Patriots are for a little while.
Nick won an award, though. That's good.
You did technically win an award. You should be happy.
You should get a shirt with an ostrich on it.
You could share it with Tom Brady if you wanted.
Yeah.
And share it with the whole organization.
No, he's got to share with all the other fans.
You know this is just sports, right, Nick? It's supposed to be fun.
Good job, Nick.
The whole
It's
video,
only a bronze medal, though.
the whole video is just going to be Nick going, just an hour of
Some size in.
And he's going to take a clip of me saying, Tom Brady's awesome. He's just going to play that over and over again. Hey, look at how much Richard loves Tom Brady. Tom Brady's awesome. Tom Brady's awesome.
I'm gonna save that clip, and then when the Patriots go to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna play that clip on a loop.
Oh, they're going to have to go without Tom Brady.
Look
They're
how
not
it
going
changed.
again.
Look how because of this year, it changed from when to if.
Yeah, well, it's called hope, Michael. It's all most sports fans have.
You should know about that.
Oh, I gave up hope on the Dolphins a few years ago. I'm pretty cynical, but I'm just not ridiculously cynical like most of their fans are.
Like your father.
Oh no, he's very much in the Nick camp.
Oh, definitely. He's definitely in the.
I'm pretty sure if Don Shula called him up and asked him to kill a guy, he'd be like, "Where you want me to put the body?"
I don't know that I love my wife as much as Nick loves the Patriots.
I don't think so either. Like, my wife could not mess up near as much as the Patriots have.
Me see it with my own eyes.
And have me not say something about it.
But how do you know she was behind it?
Right. This is fine. This is fine. Those kids look like they got a different dad, Nick. It's okay. It's okay. Like, she was gone for a year. No, it's fine. This is fine. Nick, it's called Stockholm Syndrome. And I understand. You'll get over it. It'll pass. When you're held captive for so long, you begin to develop affinity for your captors.
Captors.
It's the Patriots radial effect. It's poisoned him.
Oh my gosh.
So once again, join us Super Bowl Sunday. We'll be live streaming on YouTube. And next week we'll talk more about the XFL.
Yep. So like, share, subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast, leave us a review. It really helps. And
yeah.
Thanks for joining us on Millerhood Sports.
In this craziness.
Bye, guys.